already sneak some?
No, I have not. I was actually thinking I want a Three Musketeer.
Do you want to turn
a bite size?
You want to turn the camera off before we sneak the candy?
No, why would we do that?
Because I can't be eating candy.
Oh, not on camera. You did the other day.
Not on camera.
Well, then we just won't eat candy.
Yeah, no candy.
No candy. Candy's for
episode
later.
30 podcast. Why are you mad?
When John leaves, I'll get some candy
You
and
mad,
I'll
bro?
eat it. No, I'm not mad. I'm mad at that damn thing.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Because I couldn't get it to work. That's all I'm mad at.
Oh. It's 5:09 Monday, February 4th. I feel like we missed a bunch of days. Podcast episode 30. What have you been working on?
Getting a dehumidifier in our
Shipping
secondary survival bunker, and it doesn't want to work. I'm sure that once there's daylight on the project, that there's probably just a switch you have to switch, saying you're using the hose versus the tank or some stupid shit like that. Maybe. It's gonna be something weird. Or somehow Sebastian took 8 hot dogs and stuffed them in the hose, so that the hose is actually full of water, and that's why the thing's saying it's full.
Maybe. We got a piece of mail today. We got fan mail.
We got mail? Where'd it come from?
Jolly old England.
Oh, man, all right. England.
Royal Mail.
Came from the Royal Mail.
Daniel Marshall. This is the correct address.
Right,
he didn't even he didn't address it and it got here. What a trip. He put Special Operations Equipment, Camden, Tennessee. That's fucking awesome. He didn't even have to use a street address in our mail guy.
That's because it's the Royal Mail. They know how to handle the mail. I'll bet a biplane flew over the mailbox.
Probably. They probably thought that it was from the Queen.
Because it says cool. By air, so I guess the...
just a quick letter to see if I've got your address correct. If this letter has reached you, give me a nod, and I'll get some stuff together and send you a package. Parcel of Halifax. What's that say? Biddy and Bats? What does that say? Parcel?
I think so. Parcel of
Halifax,
Biddy and Bats. Probably, kind of licky chewies or something.
Oh, gotcha. He's going to send some gummy worms.
Maybe.
I thought gummy worms I thought that was a Mormon thing, and I thought it was from Australia. No, it's German.
Worms? Well, the bears are German, right?
Gummy bears are German.
German. The real gummy
bears. So there's a 41-year-old amusement park that went defunct. It's at 4,000 foot elevation. It's in North Carolina. It was called a ghost town originally, and then they changed it to Western Town, and then they made it like a church amusement park. There's an 80-year-old lady. I believe she has passed at this point. So they made a go of it. They were putting roller coasters. There was like no laws on any of this shit back then.
No, of course not.
So they just it was the first 2-lane railway with the steepest grade in the whole entire world at the time. And then they actually put in like a fucking legit roller coaster, like a real one. It was fucking crazy.
North Carolina. Is this the one that has the yellow brick road?
No. I don't think so, but you have to take a train to get to it. It's at elevation. It's like up there, and then there's like 4 other amusement parks up there.
I seem to recall, I thought it was in Tennessee, that there's an amusement park, same scenario.
Yeah.
That it's up on top of a hill, but it was supposed to be a copy of the Wizard of Oz.
That's not this one.
And so you actually.
I've seen the one you're talking
about.
Go
down the yellow brick road to get to all this stuff.
Right, it's there still, it's completely abandoned. But this one was open as recently as 2016, I think.
That means it's going to be still kind of nice.
Kind of there, but they've pulled a bunch of. So what happened was, they passed a bunch of new laws, and they came in and they fucking wouldn't let them use their wells. So they put 4 new wells in place, and 3 of them failed. So it was actually inability to get water in place that fucking kind of negated all of it and shut it all down. I was watching a video on it today. It's pretty cool. North Carolina. So we got a lot of comments. David Aranda says Skully needs 2 saws for dual wielding.
That would be parasaws because they're smaller and it could be done tucked underneath the.
Isn't that what you'd want anyways?
No. I want an M2, a legit M249 with the solid stock and the long barrel.
So parasaw has a shorter barrel?
Yeah, parasaw uses a shorter barrel and it uses a folding stock. so it makes it about that big.
Like the Rangers jump with.
Yeah, but I want the old school one because that's the one that I was issued.
Does it? Wouldn't the parasol be better?
No.
Sure it would.
No.
You put it in a little backpack.
Yeah, but I don't need. I'm not going to be backpacking a semi-automatic
But you could have a
saw.
little black backpack with a saw.
Or you could make me big backpack.
Could you fuck? Yeah, you can.
Okay,
they do a backpack that holds bullets. It's fucking drum.
I have one.
You have one of those?
Yeah.
Tier made it.
I don't know who made it.
Tier Tactical.
I don't know. I do not know who made it.
It's gotta be Tier.
Somebody sent it to me from.
So
far
Jason at Tier Tactical makes one. It's fucking legit. Like
it's got this one has. It's 1, 2, 3.
Has a feed tray and shit, right? Runs up to the gun.
No, it doesn't have a feed tray. It's just the backpack, and it holds 4. I think it holds 800 rounds of ammunition, but you can
all
feed.
Together.
You can no. It's individual packs, but you can. I'll bring it in. Let you look at it.
But does it have a flexible aluminum ramp feed tray? So there's one out there. I want to say it holds 1,000 wings.
That's probably right. Yeah.
And it has an actual fucking.
I know the army was working on that pretty hard.
So yeah, Natick. So
but the saw, all it is it's a stock change and a barrel change.
How long? What barrel difference?
I want to say it's the difference between 14 and 18 inches, or maybe 16 inches. I can't remember. Yeah.
Awesome podcast as always. My hubby got me into watching Skully. How long were you in the Marines?
20 years. 20 glorious, beautiful years. I would wholeheartedly go back if I didn't have to run anywhere.
Was it hard?
God, was it hard?
Because I remember like when we were hanging out all the time
hard
before.
Times, but
like before, you're like, I want to get out. Because I was like, how much would it cost to buy you out of the Marine Corps?
Yeah, there was hard times, but once you get to the point of retirement, you're like, man, that went way too fast. There was some, right around 13 when Bill Clinton was president, and everybody was like, don't ask, don't tell, and all that fucking one strike you're out bullshit that they were doing for a while. It got a little tough, but other than that, I would go back.
Just got a DeWalt chainsaw myself. I just leave it in the vehicle for just in case. No messing with mixed gas is awesome. And I said, do you love it? And he said, good so far. I haven't used it much as I would have liked to. Definitely will get more use in the spring. Time will tell.
You just have to keep the blade sharp on that thing because it's not the revolutions on it are not as fast as a regular chainsaw. So I don't even because it's a 16-inch. I don't even fuck around with the trying to sharpen those blades or anything. I just buy another blade and put it on there and.
Does it have a self sharpener on it?
No.
Hilarious. Skully stopped lactating when he gave up Diet Pepsi.
I stopped lactating when I gave up Diet Pepsi.
I think it was something I said in there. I don't know.
Why would I want to stop lactating? I mean, that's.
Would you suck your own tits if you could reach them?
I don't know about that.
If I could suck my own dick, I don't think I'd be sucking my own dick.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know.
There's somebody in here who probably would suck.
There's
somebody in here that probably can suck their own dick.
Yeah.
I'll bet you.
I'll bet there is too.
Like, my neck hurts. Sucking your dick again this weekend. Solid logic on the foul barrel shortening, and yeah, I probably would grab something other than my foul, but I still don't like to have stuff I can't depend on my life on, hence why I chose SOE gear. I may not need it that robust, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. 100%.
Fowls are good rifles. They're just, once again, it's all about the M1 Garand is a really good rifle too, but it only holds 8 rounds.
Has a very distinct sound. They
know
when it's out of rounds.
Ding. So,
John, can you share a success story of an employee and elaborate on any signs early on that the employee was going to be successful? Any telltale signs that an employee will be a good employee during the interview application process? Why don't you take that one?
Why would I take that one?
Why wouldn't you?
Because first off, there is no interview. You show up, you go to work. That's it. There's no interview.
The interview is your first 2 weeks.
There's no resume. There's no,
The longer your resume is, all we go
less
is,
likely
why the fuck do you want to come?
Yeah.
Because these dudes give us these fucking really impressive resumes. As the dude reading the resume, all you think is, why are you not at these last 24 fucking jobs you've had? Manager this, supervisor that. Why do you want to fucking come work here? And why have you fucking... Because that's what it is. They didn't just leave those jobs. They had all those fucking high-paying fucking supervisor positions. Those dudes got fired. Like, those jobs didn't just fucking go away, these jobs they're listing. We had a dude come in here. He's on my YouTube videos for 6 months. I want to come work for you. I want to come work for you. I want to come work for you. I'm like, you're a grown-ass man. You're going to be picking up dog shit. You're going to be running a rake. You're going to be using a shovel. You're going to be running a lighter. Like, you're going to do all the shit we all do. I know everything about the job. Comes in, hands me a resume finally. After telling me he's coming to work for me literally for 6 months. He lives right across the bridge. After telling us this for 6 months, he shows up and hands me a 12-page resume. And I literally said, I go, why do you want to do this if you've done all of this?
Yeah.
And he lasted. He was okay for... His best work was his first 2 weeks here. How long do you think he was here? 3 months?
Yeah, maybe 3 months.
We were outside, fucking 4 dudes, raking. And he literally threw his rake down and stomped off. Didn't tell anybody he quit. Didn't say shit to no one. Like, the ones that come in and actually go straight to work, the ones that are here fucking first thing, like we got people that come on the lot, they're here at 7:30 in the morning, don't walk through the door till fucking 8 o'clock. And then we got people that are fucking waiting for me when I come and unlock the gate. If you're here and you're fucking right to work and you're fucking, putting the hours in, even if you're not the best employee, it's the drive. The drive will make up for a lot. But we hired, like Dora's a perfect example. When we hired Dora part-time. She came in here and started producing fucking more than full-time people were. She came in here and started asking questions. And then she was literally people told her, John doesn't like a know-it-all. So finally she fucking got up the nuts to come and fucking ask me. And I'm like, what are we talking about? And she's like, well, I'm asking, why are we building this way when you could do ABC instead of XYZ? I go, well, you're supposed to be doing ABC. She goes, well, they're building an XYZ. They didn't like it because she came in and fucking held them to a higher standard. We didn't hire her as a fucking supervisor or manager. Like, she just came in and started doing that. And, like, literally almost got in fights. I mean, she would have fucking won all. She would have won all those fights. But literally, there was a lot of bucking and fucking, fucking people quit over it. And when we brought Dora in, production fucking jumped.
Yep.
Like, every raise we've given Dora didn't ever come and ask for a raise. We fucking gave them to her. Over and over and over. And I got people sitting on the floor that have been here. Dora's been here 2 years now?
No, she's been here longer than that.
No.
I've been here longer than that.
Yeah.
But I've been here like 4 years now. How long have we been in this building?
We've been in this building 3 years and change.
Okay, well, maybe 2.5 years.
So Dora came in. I got people been here twice as long as Dora who haven't had a raise in that entire fucking time because they just won't do what Dora fucking asks of them. Like, and Dora will come to me, hey, I think we should give this person a raise. Hey, I think we should give this person a raise. And I'll be like, what about so-and-so? She's like, hold off. Let's wait a couple weeks. Like, these people can all perform. I can give them one piece and go, hey, I need to ship this in the next couple hours, and they'll build this thing. But when left on their own, left to do the piece that they're doing on their own, still with supervision, still with, hey, accountability, they fucking don't do it. So, like, they can set a bar at an hour, but left any normal production, it'll take 2 hours to do it. That's really it. Just fucking come in and do your shit. Like, Nick came in. Nick had the drive. Like, Nick and I, we fucking butted heads. Like, there was a time when I was going to fire Nick. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You're fucking done. Fucking don't even come in Monday. We'll see fucking Tuesday if you have a fucking job kind of shit. Like, literally, and like, something clicked. And like, Nick came in. There was a time when Nick and I didn't really speak for probably a couple weeks. He just showed up to work, did his work, and I just fucking didn't. We kind of avoided each other. But Nick's done a lot of shit, especially in like the last year. I mean, fucking Nick has really fucking stepped up. And then we got people that just fucking show up and do the bare minimum. And that's you show up and do the bare minimum.
It's because of the gym. The gym is fucking killing me. I was in traction with my knees all weekend. I gotta stop doing legs or something. My fucking knees hurt so bad all weekend.
My legs hurt all weekend. It's because we fucking raised all the weights up.
My legs didn't hurt. Not a single muscle in my leg hurt. My fucking knees hurt so bad I couldn't fucking stand.
So lower the weights. Don't do legs. Whatever we need to do. Legs is tomorrow.
I know.
So
I'm gonna have to go in the.
Maybe you should take that pin out and raise it up in the stack a little bit.
I'm gonna have to go fucking in the jazzercise class with Amanda or something.
Like my goal every time I do a body part is to go up in weight, even if it's 5 pounds, to go up in weight.
Well, yeah, you're training for the Olympics. I'm training.
Right. So fucking take the damn weight off. I ask you every time. I'm like, you want to pull those plates off? Because if you pull the plates off, that makes it okay for me to leave the plates off.
That's not what he does. This is you want to see what? That's exactly what he does. He goes like this. He goes just like this. I'll show you. He goes just like this. Hey, you want to pull them weights off, pussy? Go ahead, pull them weights off, pussy. The little girl weights are over there. I think they're painted pink. That's what he does every time.
Oh shit. I wish I could move to Tennessee and hang with you guys. I'm from Michigan, and it's impossible to get guys to do anything. No one wants to go to the gym, box, or go to the range. Well, we're not boxing with you, motherfucker.
No, we're definitely not boxing.
All anyone wants to do, that.
I'm too old.
That's a tough motherfucker. Are we talking bare knuckle box? Are we going to box with our hands backwards? All anyone wants to do is watch sports, play video games, smoke weed, and drink beer. What the fuck? I've taken 2 classes at TAC Response and will definitely be stopping by to see you guys when I take my 3rd. Love the show. Keep it up. My only question is no hope. No hope. Change your fucking name. You have some fucking hope. You've been to town twice and haven't been here? Tyler Rose. Any chance... John Willis. Any chance of a video showing your knife collection, or maybe just show your favorite 5 on an upcoming podcast? I'm sure plenty would like to see it.
You have 5? I don't think John has 5.
I don't think I have 5. 5 knives?
5 knives? You don't have 5, do you?
I don't have 5 knives. I don't even own 5 knives. My steak set doesn't even have 5
now
knives.
Sebastian, on the other hand.
I've done videos on them. They're there. A buddy of mine has pretty successful concrete business. An IRS agent showed up at home. That's the problem. As soon as the IRS agent's there, you get a fucking lawyer. Like, by the time, if they showed up at your house, there was a bunch of fucking mail and notes and paperwork and signed fucking letters that you ignored.
Yeah, the IRS doesn't just get in a car and drive to your house. There's some other shit that got thrown in the trash. Might want to talk to your wife.
Years worth. Showed up at home asking. He pretty much told her to fuck off. She found out what plant he used, got all of the info, where they delivered concrete to, contacted all the customers, and got him for a shit ton of back taxes. You can't hide from them. That's true.
Yeah, you can't hide from. There's no. If you're doing that kind of stuff, if you're out there laying concrete and making money, get a fucking tax attorney. Quit being stupid. You're not. They're gonna get you. And here's the problem. The problem with them getting you is they get to decide. They get to decide how they assess how much money. So let's say you made $400,000. The fucking IRS can go, we think you made $4 million. You owe us, fucking $400,000 in taxes. Get a fucking attorney. If you're legit, I don't want to say legit, but if you're making real money, just get a tax attorney and fucking pay your goddamn taxes. It's better to pay it up front than to have to pay it on the back end, because they'll take whatever the fuck they want then.
Not only that, they'll go after all your employees. They'll go after fucking all your licensing. They'll go after everybody you've done business with is now looked at because that dude didn't take care of his shit.
Yeah, he can't get concrete anymore because his concrete supplier now knows that he's got a fucking tax lien by the IRS or whatever.
Yeah.
Take care of it, man. Don't fuck around. I had a Marine.
35%.
I had a Marine who was getting ready to re-enlist. So he'd been in the Marine Corps 4 years. And he comes up to me and he's like, Staff Sergeant, I got to pay my taxes this year. I'm like, no problem. Go down to the thing. They do it for free. Taxi's like, no. I haven't paid taxes since I've been in the Marine Corps. Or I haven't done my taxes since I've been in the Marine Corps. So he'd been paying taxes. I'm like, hey, dummy. You just gave all that money to the government and didn't get any back. And all that money is going to come back to you. And he's like, are you sure they're not going to, because of all my... I go, look, man, you're a fucking Lance Corporal. You have not made enough money for the government to keep your tax money. You need to fucking do your taxes. Just do your goddamn taxes. They're going to take what they want to take anyways. Shit. When the Democrats take over in 2 years, they're going to take 90% of your earnings anyway. So fucking might as well start paying your taxes now.
Unless you have training or experience, you're not hitting targets out past 100 yards reliably. Most people own guns that have capabilities that will be greater than the owner's ability to use it to those capabilities. Buy a decent gun, use good ammo, and train. Once you're good with it and it's repeatable, then think about upgrades or better optics. I've spent many days in the range watching some asshole with a 16-inch AR-15 struggle to make it out to 100 yards. Got my second belt by OTW. Got my second belt OTW. Thanks, John Willis and crew. What's OTW?
I don't know. OTW. No, I don't know.
He's going to say, and I'm like, duh.
That's what I was thinking too. It's going to be.
We should have known that.
We should have known that.
Awesome podcast, guys. Keep it up. Skully, your war stories are awesome. How many countries have you been to? What, if any, did you like?
Been to a lot.
Tijuana.
Everywhere in the Middle East, everywhere in Southeast Asia. Let's see. I mean, it's fucking Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong, Thailand, Australia, all the fucking Middle East countries. Did I say Korea? What? You know what? I'll tell you this.
Jeff wants to go to China.
I do want to. I kind of got close to China, Hong Kong. I do want to go to China. I want to go to China, and I want to go to Cuba.
He was saying this morning we can go to
and
Cuba.
I would like to go to Russia, only because the only stamp I have on my passport is North Vietnam or Vietnam. So I've been to Vietnam.
Diplomat.
With a diplomatic stamp. So I'm thinking if I go to Cuba, Russia, and China, that I'll get on that like Lee Harvey Oswald watch list. I think it'd just be interesting.
Why was Lee Harvey Oswald on that?
Because that's what Lee Harvey Oswald did. He went to Cuba and then he went to Russia. Actually, when he went to Russia, he denounced his citizenship and became a Russian citizen. Married a Russian girl. They did what all Russians do. They're like, here's your apartment. Now go to fucking work. And he's like, yeah, this sucks. So he went to the embassy and got them to let him come back to the United States.
Shit, that would never happen today.
No, never.
Which Ekasas are you running, John? I've got a CS590 that I run, but looking to pick up something smaller for the wife. I don't know. It's got a 14-inch bar on it, probably. Whatever one Lowe's had. John, what's your first piece of gear you built, and what made you decide to start making gear? First thing I ever made was a mini mag flashlight. Second thing I made was a little sheath for a survival knife, and I have told that story literally 1,000 times.
Did you actually make something first, or did you repair stuff first and then make something?
No, I made those things. That's
you
how
made
I
those
learned
things
how to
first?
use the sewing machines. That's how I learned to sew. I had little, like, little parts of the center rolls of webbing that we throw away?
Uh-huh.
Because they're too fucking tight and too curved. They have that curve to them. That's what Mike brought me, was just some fucking center rolls, like the trash. So all I had was like 24 and 36-inch pieces of webbing. So I looked at how to build. I looked how my mini mag pouch that came with my mini mag flashlight was, and built a nicer one of those, and then a knife sheath, and then it was probably dual pistol, duty belt, and then just fucking from there, man, right into fucking CQB mag pouches and patrol mag pouches and shit. Then he goes on to say, Jeff, what's your favorite piece of gear that you all build? I'm new to SOE and think the videos are awesome.
Favorite piece of gear? Favorite piece of gear? The 17 mag holder patrol vest that John made in 1994 or 5.
Woodland camo, black webbing and edge tape.
Yeah, black edge tape. I need to bring it in. Everybody wants to see it. It's
fucking big.
It's huge.
It's loaded.
It's fucking huge. And the thing that's weird is you can run an 8 mag stacked chest rig and then put CQB pouches on the outs, and you have 17 mags.
Yeah, it's still doable.
It's a little more. It's a little more lower profile than the rig that I was, because he made a pocket on the side that held. I think it holds 4 mags or some crazy shit.
Plus you have a subload.
Yeah.
I agree, Skully. You need to start a GoFundMe account.
Start it for me. Let me know when it's ready to go.
Do not even start that.
Don't. I'm kidding.
You have to start it. Otherwise, you'll have some asshole fucking have an availability to the money that's in it.
Whatever.
I'm telling you.
Because they need it more than I do.
The fact you two would take the time to talk about wood splitting and carry gun means a lot to me. I'll be a customer and fanboy for life. John G, you should come by here, man, anytime you're in town.
Yeah, if you're around here, come by.
Tier Terrell, I pay more attention to this than I did in high school. Me too. Me too. I pay more attention while I'm sewing, watching YouTube videos than I ever did in high school.
I graduated high school and I never did any math.
In real life, you mean? Or you never did math in high school?
I never did any math in high school. My girlfriend did every bit of my math homework, turned in every bit of it, which was crazy because just like all girls, her penmanship was fucking 4,000 times better than mine. But all my homework was turned in her handwriting.
Do you know where she is now?
Yeah, she's in Ohio, I think. I think she's in Ohio.
What'd she end up being? What'd she become?
I don't know. I don't know what she did for work after high school. She's married. I believe she's married to. I'm probably wrong. I believe she's married to a preacher now.
Do you remember?
She had 2 good. I saw it last time I saw her was at a reunion, and she had 2 beautiful kids and living the life, which was good.
Do you remember Cheyenne?
Summer. I remember Summer.
Her name was Summer. Went as Cheyenne. Not
okay.
Not Autumn. Yeah. Not Autumn.
Yeah. No,
not
now that you say Summer, yeah.
Got it. She actually, when I use the other account, whenever I do a live feed, she's on every live feed.
That's cool.
She doesn't ever find this page somehow, even though I'm like, hey, all the real shit is over here.
That's cool.
She's married, and I don't know where she's at. Ohio, somewhere, fucking some place where you wouldn't expect her to be. This site tracks sex offenders, familywatchdog.us. It was started by John Walsh of America's Most Wanted. He also had his son abducted and murdered in 1981. I agree, pedophiles cannot be fixed or rehabilitated.
There's the more secluded. So think about the more secluded where you live. If you live out in the woods, or let's say you decided to fucking move from LA and move up into the high desert country like 29 Palms area or something like that, the more away from regular suburbia you are, the more sex offenders you are going to have, because they get pushed out of society. So, go ahead and, if you want to look at that website, look up 29 Palms and the Yucca Valley. It is a fucking solid red line, because
and many of your transient camps too.
It's where they can live without it being a problem. Florida is even worse, or not. I don't want to say worse, but Florida, they can't really even live anywhere. So all of the places where you see homeless camps under bridges and shit like that down there, most of those guys are sex offenders.
That whole fucking stand of woods by the interstate.
Mm-hmm. I'll bet it's fucking sex offender heaven out there.
But not anymore, because they logged that motherfucker down.
Did they really?
There was no concealment. Like you can see where the bulldozers have driven over tents and shit out there.
I wonder where they went.
Fucking probably in our backyards.
Yeah, they're somewhere around here.
Pushed them into the cities. Just left your shop. Super nice, super helpful, and friendly employees. Brian White says.
Well, come on back, Brian, anytime.
Ed Woe, send an email about butt packs. Ed, I don't know if I replied to you or not. We have butt packs that are cut today in multicam. Watch for a Facebook post on them. And then we have Coyote or Black right after that.
That's actually multicam guy.
This dude?
Yeah, I believe it is.
That maybe we did talk to you by now. These are usually a few days old by the time we're reading them on here. We have some cut. We cut them this morning, as a matter of fact, Monday morning. Trout Creative.
We have Coyote available if you're looking for Coyote.
This one's fucking too long. I'm not even. This would be a whole podcast in its own. He does want to eat a yoga mat pouch, though. Brendan Peak, love your podcast. Videos and gear. I'm a huge fan of all that is Camden, NSR Dump Box. Any chance of another run of AR dust covers? We need to do that. I just got to fucking reach out to somebody that does it. I guess I'll get. Has Mark Joe Fry, has Dump Box done? Spikes was doing them for us before.
Why can't we get them from Spikes?
We probably could. I just haven't asked anybody over there. Kane was.
Oh yeah, Kane was.
Can you guys give your thoughts or opinions on police brutality? I believe it's real and happens, but somewhat blown out of proportion, as many police officers do abuse their power as law enforcement. So, my first instinct is, can I search your vehicle? Fuck no, you can't search my vehicle. But on the same lines, like, that's getting more and more rampant. You're seeing it more and more because people are videoing it. I watched a video yesterday of an Uber driver, and he took this dude over to this place, and the guy said he was a dog groomer, and he was picking his check up from his boss. Apparently they were watching the house, bought some dope, and they're like, can we search the vehicle? He's like, no, you can't search my vehicle. Well, why not? It's the law. We can search your vehicle. It's the law. You can't videotape us. He's like, I'm a lawyer. Oh, you're an Uber driver and a lawyer. Yes, sir. Would you like my bar card? Yes, I am a lawyer. And a lot of the comments in the video were like, why didn't you just let him search? Because it's fucking becoming asinine. It is absolutely fucking out of control. Then I see the videos where, are you threatening me? I'm a sovereign citizen. You can't, like, I'm just like rooting for him to fucking drag that dude out and pepper spray him. So there's both ends of the spectrum. I think it's becoming a police state. We're already a police state. I think that people are just waking up and getting tired, and they're pushing it so fucking much now. So I don't know, man. What do you think?
I think they have a very difficult job, and until you put those shoes on and you walk around in those shoes, you really have no idea what they're dealing with. Police brutality. Yes, I think that we a lot of times we overemphasize, or they go right to the extremes, right? It's 0 to 60. A lot of times it's just 0 to 60. And the reason why that is because so many police officers are getting killed in the line of duty. You cannot fucking hesitate. If you hesitate, you're going to get fucking shot and killed. So, yeah, do they fucking fuck people up? All the time. Is some of it not justified? I'm sure. But once again, you gotta walk a mile in their shoes. Every fucking single time they open the door of that car and walk up to another car, they have no idea what to expect. A lot of times, like John was talking about the search your car, a lot of times they're just relying on your inability to understand the law or know the law. You don't need to be a lawyer to tell a police officer not to search your car. You also don't need to, you do not need to even talk to a police officer unless you're being detained.
You will be detained though if you don't talk to them.
It's all steps. It's that whole thing with the internet we're running into with the internet right now, where they say, well, if you don't have anything to hide, then you don't need the privacy. You don't need the privacies that you're asking for. That's not the point. The point is, nobody should be able to intrude upon your life without your consent. Even the police. The problem with the Uber driver is, if that guy did in fact buy dope and get in the car, and then he consented to search, depending on what state he's in, they can confiscate the fucking car. So how far would that go? He would win in court. But remember, he's still sitting on the side of the road in handcuffs.
His thing was the first, he's
so-
recording and he's like, I don't want this to turn into something that it's not. And the first officer there, who was the sergeant, or the dude that first engaged him, said, we're arresting you. And then the highway patrol guy came up and he's like, am I under arrest? He's like, no, did I say you're under arrest? He goes, no, but your friend did. My friend? Yeah, the dude out there with you. He said, that's the sergeant.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they found out he was a lawyer, it toned down and changed drastically. The thing is, the recruiting parameters are different. You have older cops who know the difference between right and wrong, and then there's the gray area. There is no gray area any longer. With body cameras and such, they can't not give everybody a ticket. They can't make a discretion call, because you're going to have some dude got arrested or some dude got a ticket, and he's going to have his lawyer go in and pull all the fucking records, and we're going to find out that this dude let off 10 white folks that morning but wrote this man a ticket. Why? Because my client's black. Shit like that. The recruiting parameters are different. The questions that they ask to find these fucking new recruits is very different. They don't want prior service guys anymore. They don't want fucking meat eaters. They don't want the fucking quarterback. They want fucking a very different type of fucking police officer right now that will do what he's told and not ask any fucking questions and just do whatever he is fucking told to do. Pretty soon it won't be police officers. It'll be machines or some shit that are fucking enforcing those laws.
Yeah, it'll definitely be machines.
But the body camera shit has definitely changed shit. And you're seeing a lot of bad because of it. A lot of stuff is becoming exposed that we normally wouldn't see, which is why we are all, I say we, but I mean, I've never had an encounter like that with law enforcement, luckily. No. But they're there. I mean, it definitely fucking happens. And a lot of it's just your attitude. Like how you act. Anytime I'm stopped by I haven't been stopped by a police officer in fucking years. Anytime I'm stopped by a cop, though, hands on the wheel, cab lights on, windows down, all windows are down. I want that officer as fucking at ease as he possibly can be. License registration. It's in my bag, sir. The bag is in the back seat. I will need to unbuckle my seatbelt and reach for that. Is that okay to do that at this time? Like, I'm going to be very fucking professional and to the point with any law enforcement. It's very different here than it would be in Nashville, and it's very different here than it would be in California where I came from. Like, the first time I got stopped by Highway Patrol, that's exactly the encounter that happened. Hey, I caught you doing 70 and a 50, license registration, please. It's in my briefcase behind my seat. Well, what are you waiting for? I go, is it okay to get it? Yeah, what are you waiting for? I'm from California. You would have already shot me if I'd even unbuckled my seat. And that's no bullshit. So, yeah, it depends is really what it comes down to.
I think, I've always said this, and I still kind of stand by it. The reality is, if you can record any... Yep. If you can record anything, that's worth more than... That's
even if
worth
they don't
everything.
know it.
Yeah, if you can record it, that's fine. But here's my thing. If you have interaction with law enforcement, for whatever reason...
I wouldn't go shoving a fucking camera in their face, though.
If you have interaction with law enforcement, if you're not, yes, sir, no, sir, how may I help you, sir? If that's not what's coming out of your mouth...
You're going to get an amplification of what you put forward.
Then you get what you deserve.
Just like dealing with us. If you send an email being a fucking asshole... We're automatically going to fucking amplify it and be 10 times a bigger fucking asshole. If you're polite to us, we're going to bend over backwards. And that's the same thing. Those are fucking human beings. Yep. But record that shit. I think you should record every fucking stop because you never know what will happen or what you'll be accused of. You don't have to fucking tell them. You don't have to shove it in their face and make it a big fucking deal. There's also dash stuff that goes on your dash. Looks like GPS units and shit that records everything. There's a little thing called I want to say it was a woodpecker or mockingbird or something. It's a little camera, goes on your dash. It senses motion. So if your car is parked in a parking lot and you get broken into, it records and it fucking hides the data. I don't remember if it uploads to the cloud or how it works. But if somebody hits your car, you will you will have a license plate. You'll know who fucking hit your car. You'll know your car was broken into. I believe it alerts your phone. Technology is such nowadays. Why not have one? They cost $100. I mean, they sell shit like that at Costco now. Fucking Just spend the time. Fucking protect yourself. And that's a situation, being stopped by law enforcement. If nothing else, look how many dudes are in fucking prison and they're like, I didn't do this. And then they find out they really didn't do it. Whereas if you had a fucking recorder, look how many fucking cops arrested people and how many investigators and crime lab people even, they had to fucking 20 years later dismiss hundreds of cases because they just fucked it up or didn't even fucking run the DNA shit. Protect yourself.
They just had a case. This female, she did a police report on her boyfriend, said that her ex-boyfriend assaulted her.
Oh yeah.
Marks on her face, everything.
She was clawing herself, she hit herself, gave herself a black eye.
And the cops came, they arrested old boy, they took him down, they put him in jail. I mean, it was on. And he was like, what the fuck? I don't even talk to that girl. But you know what? Here's the paperwork. This is what she says you did. Can you prove that you didn't do it? Because that's the thing. It's no longer innocent until proven guilty. It's guilty until you can prove innocent.
And that's how it always is in federal court. You are guilty.
But fortunately for him, his mom actually had documentation that they were together at the time that she said she was being assaulted. She lied. She made it up.
So that's another one. Shit. There's another one that I thought, that's what I thought Jeff was talking about, is this other one. Same type of deal. Chick says he beat her up. They were arguing. She went fucking nuts. Started fucking clawing her face. Punched herself in the eye. Gave herself a black eye. Called the police. Said he beat her up. He had cameras. He had cameras in the house that she didn't know were there. They actually ended up arresting her and taking her away after reviewing the video.
God, he better hope it wasn't California.
So, that's that. I bought a few of your products and they're great. The rifle case is the absolute best out there, bar none. I ran across your podcast and it is the best I have seen in a long time. Keep them going. Build the wall. Vaughn, thank you, man. A lot of people saw the rifle case. So the deal with the rifle case. Guys are like, you're going to build a rifle case. 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 So we built a rifle case. How much is it going to be? How much is it going to be? How much is it going to be? I said, take the most expensive case like this you can find and double it. And how much was that? That was $250. What did we do? We sold ours for $500. Our rifle case, while it looks kind of like other rifle cases out there, that is where it stops, is looks. That is the only place it fucking stops. We use a completely different foam. We use a thicker foam. It's fucking tighter. There is no dead edges. And then because I didn't like the way they were sewing it into the seam and just having that foam sleeve in there flop around, why don't I like that? Because it looked like shit. When I took a photo of it, it wasn't fucking square. I want that fucking case to look like we put a fucking block of foam in that motherfucker and it is square at all times. Our case looks like that even when it's empty because it holds its shape. It means it takes a little bit more to build. So what did we do? I wanted to see what the market would do. If you're coming out the gate with a product and you're not sure what to charge, you should always feel a little uncomfortable about what you're charging. You can always come down a little bit if you have to. So what I did was I put them out at $500. We built 60 of them and we sold every one of them. I wanted to build some more of them. They moved pretty fucking quick, wouldn't you say? So I wanted to come down in price a little bit. Not because they weren't selling. It was still eating at me at the $500 price mark. So what did we do? We refunded every customer that bought one. We gave them a $100 gift certificate. And then we had something that we're sending to them also in an addition, just as a thank you. And we lowered the price to $400. $400, it is still the most expensive rifle case in its marketplace. We still fucking are building them. And we haven't even put up any different colors. All we did were solid colors, multicam and multicam black and Typhon. We haven't done any contrasting colors, colored webbing. We haven't done none of that shit yet. And we still are building fucking rifle cases. So
we got to build more Typhon.
Yeah. Yep. So rifle cases are going. It is a fucking great product. You can use it for so much different shit, man. Just think. Your imagination is the only thing limiting you. You can put fucking expensive electronics. If you have an expensive booze collection, you can fucking put it in there. We're going to do a foam kit with cross dividers like a camera bag has. It will do an amazing amount of shit. And when you see the new stuff we're doing that will retrofit into them, there's nobody in the fucking industry doing anything like what we're about to do with them.
It's a closed cell foam too, so it doesn't absorb water, so no moisture in the air. So when you put your rifle in there, it doesn't fucking rust immediately.
Yep. And you could still put fucking desiccant packs in the bag with it if that's a concern. If you wanted to store like, it's a nice fucking bag. I know guys I know dudes that are holding them like, fuck yeah, they are. And then other dudes are like, it's just a rifle case. I'm telling you, you can go buy a rifle case at the fucking gun show for $50. It's a case. You can put your gun in it. That's where it stops. I bought a nice ass fucking, or what I thought to be a nice ass Spikes rifle case. I bought it at a gun show for $65. It was cool. Had the big fucking embroidered spider. I broke that motherfucker when we took it to put it in the car and I was unzipping it. It had such small zippers. I literally I broke the fucking main zipper. Eli was standing there. I just bought that motherfucker and it broke before we even got it home. I bought a few of your products. They're great. We did that one. John, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Blah, blah, blah. John, why don't you carry on doing what you're doing? You appear to be doing things just right. All the best. I don't know what... Oh, that's Daniel Marshall. From jolly old England.
Oh, hey.
You got tigers in England? You got bears? They don't have shit there, do they?
No, man. They've eaten all that stuff. There's no room for any of that stuff there. Unless it's in a cage. Or in somebody's flat. I'll bet there's somebody who has a tiger in his flat.
Is London in England?
London is in England. Yes.
So London, for you guys that don't know, you want to see some crazy shit. They've got all these fucking postage stamp buildings, right? And they're like 3 and 4 story condos. Beautiful. Some of the most expensive property in the world. It's all your rich and famous playground right now. That in Monaco and stuff. So they're building, they call them iceberg houses. Because all you see is the tip of the iceberg. They literally have 5 and 6 structures down below them. They have swimming pools 4 levels down, and then a gym above that, and a fucking squash court above that. It's fucking insane. Look that shit up. Even if you're not in the market, look it up. It'll blow your mind. There's some shit out there you don't even know it exists. And then you got the little old ladies like, all we hear is banging and pounding, you know, because they're fucking literally, like every now and then one of them collapses.
Yeah, you guys, careful. You know you're on an island.
Hey,
dig
John,
holes in that thing.
Prepper question. How long does water last in the refillable tanks you would get at Walmart? I'm talking about the refillable tanks that would go on an office water cooler with the spouts. Are they good for long-term storage? Okay. So, your Sparklets water containers are not what you're buying at Walmart. While they kind of look like a water cooler thing, they're thinner. Any water is better than no water. The majority of the water you're going to use in emergency is to wash dishes, wash things, flush toilet. That's the majority of the water you're going to use. So in that case, it doesn't matter. Keep them off the concrete. Plastic will leach through. It's going to pull in taste and as well as chemicals that are leaching through the concrete. Put them up, elevate them on something. We have a bunch. Oh, you can't. No, it's not in. It's not. They're not here. They're in the up there. We have probably 50, are they 6 or 7 gallon blue water cubes by, I want to say Reliance makes them. You're looking for those. Walmart has them way cheaper than REI, and any of the sporting goods have them, though they have the same thing for a lot more money. It's identical. For a while they had a little push pin spout, and now they're back to having a screw-on spout. We have fucking tons of those. They work great. They have a nozzle. You can set them. They're 7 gallons. So your wife or kid can manage them if they need to. Put them on a counter, put them over the sink, and now you can wash dishes because they have an on-off valve. If you're concerned about the water, which you should be, just dump that shit out every 6 months. Like, fucking dump it out. If you keep it out of the sunlight, it's not going to grow. Your water coming out of your faucet, which is probably where you're getting it, is highly chlorinated. So you don't have to add any chlorine or anything to it. We have a lot of water around here. I have water that we put in these containers out here fucking 3 years ago. 350 gallon containers. I wouldn't hesitate to drink that shit fucking today. Even if it had some fucking algae growing on the inside of it, I would not hesitate to drink it if I had to. If you're really concerned about it, store a thing of bleach. Just have a bottle of bleach, and you can just have an eyedropper or something, and that'll kill anything that's going to be in there living, anything that could upset your digestive tract. Boil also is an option, though it's not. Boiling doesn't remove chemicals. It only kills anything alive that's in there. Water filter is always great. You should have a Berkey on your counter anyways. And then if you have a Berkey on the counter, it doesn't matter what you're dumping in there. You literally can take a Berkey water filter and dump 5 gallons of milk in that motherfucker. Water's going to come out. You can dump 5 gallons of fucking Diet Pepsi or Pepsi, water, anything. Water's coming out. So as long as you're using water out of your sink or a hose or something, you're already chlorinated. It's not going to be a problem. The concern with those water cans like that is they're not durable. I carried one around. We used to go to the desert all the time, and after a couple trips, one of them would just have a little pin prick in the corner because they have these thin. They're really thin on the corner. And then carrying them in the back of the truck, you would always get a leak after a few days of them just being in the truck. Now, there's a company called LCI Industries. You can look them up. They make the military water cans. They're just like our U.S. military gas cans. Those things you can fill with... We've done it. We can fill them with water and literally park a truck on top of them. You need a wrench, like a cloth spanner wrench to deal with those. They work fucking great for storing water, and they're not expensive. And when you look on LCI Industries website, I want to say that the price on there includes shipping. So they're out there. Just look up U.S. Military surplus water cans. And with that said, I want to say we put fuel in those things. Don't mix them up. You're not going to pour from there, but at that point you're going to use a siphon anyways, a jiggler siphon, super siphon, bulb siphon.
Just have a filtration system for the taste.
Yeah, it's just for taste.
Water will be fine.
And you know all those water purification tablets. You know those are fucking they're iodine, right? And you know the one that removes the taste. Those are vitamin C. That's all that is to fucking neutralize the taste of the iodine. And you can buy all that shit. Like go buy it. Take your kids out in the backyard and get some nasty ass water and pump that shit. That'll stick in your kid's head. Like, know how to use that shit before you fucking need it. And then take the filter out and wash it, whether it be Katadyn or MSR or there's one that Justin really likes. It's
made of hemp.
No, it's more of a bag. I can't remember the name of it.
Hemp.
Yeah,
see,
hemp.
It's Justin hemp.
They had a lot of bamboo at the hemp place. A lot of it, and we just had like 20-degree weather just a couple of weeks ago. And their bamboo stands are fucking huge. So they got a bamboo that'll fucking go through Tennessee weather, no problem. Which we knew they did. I just need to go and steal a little of theirs. Start planting it places. You should check out some of the videos that RJ Anderson does on UTV Underground. Oh, I know. We know all about him. I've seen every fucking one of his videos. Do you guys prefer 2 or 4-seat car? The 2-seat car is fun. The 4-seat car holds a lot more shit. The 4-seat car doesn't go as tight of places as the 2-seat does. Like the 4-seat car, I can come right into the fucking berm and rail it. The 4-seat car, you really have to fucking throw it in 2-wheel drive and come in under power to slide the ass end around. And then when you do that, you're more apt to fall into, crash or slide into trees. They both have their give and takes. Yeah. If I could only own one, it would probably be the 4-seat.
Of the two, the way John's got his set up, the 4-seater is just so much nicer to drive. The 2-seater is like...
It's a race
It's
car.
I was going to say, it's like driving a fucking race car. But what I mean is, the suspension is suspension-y. You can't fucking see out the back. It handles really different than the 4-seater. The 4-seater's like...
If I give you the 2-seat, when we have kids come here,
if you get in the 2-seat, you're gonna flip it on its side.
When we have kids come here for the parties and shit, they're like, "Can I ride the Razor?" Sure. Don't touch the 2-seat car. William and Hannah were here. The fucking goddamn fucking literally do not drive the 2-seat 1000. You can drive the 800 or the 4-seat 1000. What do? Get in the 2-seat, and literally within fucking, I hear them start up, I hear them tear off. And I hear no sound. I go, he flipped it. And literally they did. They flipped that motherfucker over. It's because it's a short wheelbase. It's super well suspended. I've got a lot of money in shocks. I've got HCR suspension, which is the same shit they're running in Baja. It's the same suspension kit they're running in King of Hammers. Like it's a legit fucking car. If we threw a different cage on it, and I've even got the fucking air filtration and comms and shit. If we just put a different cage on that, we could take that car as it is and go race. But the 4-seat, it was stock until Butters hit a tree at 45 miles an hour, in which case I didn't have time to wait for HCR to build a kit, so we went with a Super ATV kit, which is also a boxed kit. Worked great, man. Super ATV, I called them up. They had the kit ready to ship. I literally, he wrecked it on Saturday or Sunday, and by like Tuesday, I had a fucking kit here. Cody put it all on. But because the car is longer, it like we just did a video. We just did a video on the large tool bag, which you guys will see probably midweek. And the guy, I put a photo of Jeff stuck up on a pile of wood chips. I have every confidence that I could have hit that fucking pile of wood chips and jumped that whole fucking thing. We intentionally drove up and then let off the gas. We high-centered the car on purpose so we could do a video of pulling tools out and pulling a fucking drag strap out and, you know, towing it off. We got that car stuck on purpose. Dudes were asking on those posts, do they get stuck much? Yes, I get the 2-seat stuck too. I just drive real slow up some crazy fucking piles of gravel or mulch, and it's just soft, you know, it just fucking teeter-totters. But if I came in under speed at 20, 25, 30 miles an hour, that car would jump the whole fucking thing. We'd have gone all the way through there. Laugh out loud in that case, I'll take one of each shark item. I'm not sure what that's about. Trump has to go on Twitter to get his actual words and opinions to people. The MSM has purposefully taken things out of context so many times that his actual meaning and directions were lost. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, don't whatever you do, don't say you're not going to go to the White House, because the Trump curse is real. The Rams said they weren't going to the White House. They lost the Super Bowl. That girl the downhill skier in the Olympics who said that she would not go she broke her leg. Trump curse is real. If you get invited to the fucking White House, you better go.
Why
just
did they
eat
say
sandwiches.
They wouldn't go? Just being fucking liberal.
Yeah, just being fucking liberal shitheads.
You didn't want
it's
hot dogs?
It's about it's about the place, not the person. If you cannot separate the person from the place, you're the fucking idiot.
I mentioned that black powder thing because I seen it via YouTube video from a guy in Florida. I had no clue you could even do it at a state level. I knew the Fed level was no, though. Funny nonetheless. I'm not sure what we're talking about, Nick Primo, but guys are like, why don't you get a black powder rifle? Because prohibited person on a federal level, it says any explosive propellant. So black powder's out. And in most state levels, and while you're on probation, in a lot of states, you can't have archery either. I've got a ton of fucking very, very nice archery shit. Crossbows, fucking compound bows. And then I see, what?
California, you can't even have a rubber gun.
Yeah, you can't even have an airsoft gun. So I see a lot of guys saying you can get your rights back, and then I see guys, so at a state level, yes, you can. There's actually 8 pieces of case law. This was a few years ago when I looked. Texas, for instance, there's 8 pieces of case law just in Texas. Texas says that a man, even on probation and parole, has the right to defend himself in home and castle. A person on probation or even parole in Texas, maybe circumstances dictate, can actually have a firearm in his house. The firearm cannot leave the house. He cannot take it to the shooting range. Even while he's on probation, he can have a gun in his house. There are 8 pieces of case. There's actually 11. There's 8. Let's just say there's 11. There's 11 pieces of case law in Texas. Bad guy breaks in to do harm. Homeowner on probation or parole shoots and kills bad guy. State of Texas says legitimate shoot, case closed. Dude, no prison time, no laws violated. Out of the 11, 8 times within the next 24 months, some sooner, some up to 24 months, feds come in, shooting, even though state said it was legal. Feds say federal law supersedes state law. Felon cannot own a firearm. There are 8 men sitting in federal prison who legitimately shot and killed or shot and wounded bad guys in Texas. While Texas says they were legal, Feds put him in prison anyways. So that's that. Dudes are like, you can get it expunged. I can't get it. Well, maybe I can now. It's been so long. I don't know. I have an attorney working on that shit. That's not something I want to fuck with. That's just like, well, there's no case law says you have to pay the IRS. The IRS just started charging you. Let's see who comes to your house. So I'll play it safe than sorry. I'll get my rights back. I'm not concerned with it. I'm doing it more as a fuck you to the dudes talking shit anyways. You can ask Jeff. There's a lot of shit I'd rather have. I'll go fucking hog wild when I can have guns. It'll be a goddamn gun museum up in this motherfucker. We'll be making pulse rifles.
So if you're in Texas and you have to shoot somebody and you're on parole, make sure after you shoot them, you immediately get a steak knife and just jam it in the hole and leave it there and be like, he tried to get me and I stabbed him.
You should there's a lot of serial killers that just get away with that shit. Just fucking handle that on your own.
God, man, and if you watch some of the stories, it's like, how the fuck did you get away with that? You're just like stuffing dead bodies in your basement.
It's always the smell.
And everybody was like, sure does stink over old Dahmer's house.
Yeah.
Wonder probably a dead cat.
That's literally, he was having sex with those bodies until the smell made him ill. He was trying to make zombies. That's literally that's why he was cutting parts of their skull out and putting electrodes in there. He was pouring acid in their head. He was trying to make them so they were still alive while he had sex with them, but they would not have the will to escape is what he was after. Thanks for the video, guys. Good shit. These taxes are out of hand. Own a small business here in Detroit. Travel around this beautiful country daily. I really don't think that the average citizen really understands or can comprehend how bad these mentally ill liberals are becoming and how many there is. It's bad. Really bad. I could go on, but I'll digress. When I get some more time to type, I'll tell you guys a story about what a psychotic liberal tried. What is that fucking word? I've never even seen that. Sociotic. Do you see it?
I don't see it.
The fuck word is that?
I think he's thinking psychotic.
Psychotic liberal tries doing to me and my family while we were on vacation in Florida. Sick shit. This is a story that everyone who carries a gun needs to hear. I'm telling you, it was a fucking insanity. These people are sick. Anyhow, I'll explain it one day this week. Have a video of what happened. Keep up, guys. Thanks again. When you say, as you travel around, how bad things are, we knew, everybody in California is like, I need to leave California. You hear it all the time, right? It's something we grew up saying. You don't realize how bad it is where you are until you actually leave there. And you don't even realize then until you go back fucking 10 years later how fucking insane it is. It is fucking crazy.
And if you leave California, before you start wanting snowplows and all that other bullshit wherever you move, just remember why you left California. That state is fucked up. Those people have run that state into the ground. That's why everybody is fleeing that state. Don't go to Texas or even come here to Tennessee and bring all that California bullshit with you. Leave that shit behind.
Snowplows, what do you mean?
Meaning, hey, people talk about, so here in Tennessee, every now and then we'll get a little snow. They immediately close the schools. The people up north, the people have come here from up north where it snows all the goddamn time are like, that's some bullshit. Why don't they have snowplows? Why don't they fucking clear the roads? Because it's taxes. We don't want to pay the fucking taxes you people fled those other places from. So leave all your bullshit behind you. Come here and live free.
What do you think of
also, Florida. Something, this is kind of old news. Maybe some of you know it, maybe some of you don't know it. Because Florida was one of the first states that said, hey man, if you want to carry a gun, just carry a gun. Florida kind of opened the door for all the concealed carry stuff in the United States. What happened was when they did that, tourist crime went through the roof. Tourists started getting robbed all the fucking time. Why? Because the criminals knew that the tourists would not have guns. All your rental car companies in Florida had to take all their rental car stickers off the cars because bad guys were going to the airport and waiting outside the rental place and just following those cars out in town and then robbing those people because they knew they wouldn't have a gun.
But that wasn't because of the carry a gun if you want to carry a gun. They actually, when they let people start carrying guns, all that shit actually went down because they didn't know who was who. They were targeting rental cars.
Well, yeah, that's why they were targeting rental cars.
Because they were tourists.
Yeah.
But as soon as they let everybody start carrying a gun, like all their carjacking and shit, like their fucking crime fucking cut.
Yeah, this
like
was a couple
50%.
years ago when they first started doing the Florida residents can carry.
We're at an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, how much more?
I say we just do these other ones tomorrow morning. Yeah,
okay.
Just make it 2 podcasts for the day. What do you think of nuclear power? Do you think it's the future or dying to fossil fuel, dual fuel, gas, steam turbine, and renewable energy, wind and solar? I'm a reactor service technician for General Electric, and I'm curious of your outside thoughts on nuclear power. I think nuclear power is great until it's a problem. I think Japan is literally fucking 1,000 times worse, and it's going to get worse even now than they're telling you. I think there's a lot of shit out there that's been fucking blocked and buried and patents bought up and shit. I think there was a lot of, renewable energy shit that has really fucking, I think it's been really strangled. I think it's been fucking buried. What do you see? Is it a spider?
No, it looks like there's a mouse living in that Charmin pack up there.
It probably came with a mouse.
Maybe.
I thought I saw something run across here earlier.
We gotta put the traps out. Sorry.
Or get cats.
Or get a cat. We'll just get a cat in here.
Big cat.
Nuclear power. I mean, I know you're in the industry, and you're like the industry is safe overall. The problem with nuclear power, the problem and the reality with nuclear power is it's run by humans, and eventually we're going to have an accident. Eventually we will not be able to control Mother Nature, and something's going to happen, and you destroy hundreds of thousands of acres of land when you have a power plant fucking disintegrate. I am not for nuclear power for that very reason. The Japanese are going to be dealing with this fucking problem for a long, long time. The problem they have is worse than what was going on in Chernobyl. And there's whole swaths of land over there that they still can't use. I'm not a big fan of nuclear power because of that very reason. Once something, it's not like a tanker crashes up in Alaska and we have to get all the Dawn dish soap out and clean up all the animals and wash all the rocks. We can actually do that. We can't do shit with that radioactive material. The Japanese are getting ready to fucking release metric tons of radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean.
They already are. They have.
Well, I mean, they're upping the ante. They're going past what they.
There's no more room to store the water. They were taking all the water that they having to run seawater in, which is a problem in itself. So they're running seawater in to cool. They're taking the water that comes out and they're putting them in these sarcophaguses on the island. There is no more room. The sarcophaguses are 2 pieces that are bolted together. They are not welded or anything. Those sarcophaguses are already leaking. For the last year, they have been fucking pumping water straight in and straight back out into the ocean. The nuclear waste and material, the fucking toxic water, they say that if you stand next to one of those sarcophaguses for 30 minutes, you will die within a week. That's how radioactive that fucking water in those that's leaking right now on the ground. The water is being pumped back in the ocean. All of your tide pools on the fucking Pacific coast, Washington, Oregon, all the way to San Diego, 6,000 miles, are dead. There are no animals. When they're taking classes of kids out to the Torrey Pines tide pools and the La Jolla tide pools on the shores, there's no animals there. There's no octopus. There's no starfish. There's no fucking little fish. The entire coastline is dead. Are you in the fishing industry? Surely we have somebody here who is fucking catching small boat tuna and stuff out of San Diego running down into Mexico. Everything on the videos, there's a ton of people being interviewed. You are not hearing this mainstream. Search effects of Fukushima. You will see tons of fishermen. They said that fucking less than 30% of the salmon returned to spawn this year. To all of the fucking places where the salmon are fucking spawning. The salmon industry is fucking dead. They're fucking capturing tuna. They're catching tuna down in Mexico. 7,000 miles, they said, away from Fukushima, and the radiation levels are fucking 5,000 times higher. They said it is actually toxic to consume the fish at this point. Fucking look that up, guys.
Just look at the...
You're not being told.
You can actually look up the radiation plume that's coming off of there from into the Pacific.
Yep.
And it's...
Think about this.
From Alaska all the way down to Central America.
Think about this. There are goddamn cars washing up, and cars from the tidal wave pulled out to ocean, cars washing up in Washington and Oregon. Do you think the fucking water didn't get here? The fucking cars are here. Still washing ashore. The water is fucking poison. There's no way around it. Nothing's going to fucking fix it. It's about to get worse. And they're not even admitting whether that second reactor's fucking melted down or if it's still in the process of melting down. But they got a second. What is there? A third?
There's three.
There's three. One, there's some speculation that the second one is fucking melted inside the earth. And there's nothing, like, it's only going to get worse. It's not being fucking spoken about. Just put that in YouTube and just watch any of the fucking videos. Watch a 5-minute one. You will be interested enough. You'll watch a fucking 90-minute video on it.
If they've come up with a better solution for the waste, there was a rumor. There was a rumor that the French, which sounds totally crazy, have come up with a new reactor that will use waste fuel. So when we pull rods out of those reactors, they're technically still good. They're just not producing the power that we like. And they have apparently the French do. They have these new reactors that will use old rods.
There's some really good videos.
Which would help the nuclear power community. But I'm not for it because of the damage that it does when those things go fucking south. You fucking totally destroy everything around them. We can't contain it. No matter what your safety guy at fucking 3 Mile Isle is telling you about, we could contain this. Once they go rogue, you cannot fucking contain them. And so you're talking about vast swaths of land all over the world that would become useless because...
Look how many people died in Chernobyl.
Yeah, because
how many died in Japan? Because you're not being fucking told.
No. Well, because... Did they die from the radiation or did they die from being washed out to sea?
Yeah.
Anyways,
there's a lot of that.
I mean, you would have to really come up with some new innovation to convince me that we should be using nuclear power. I mean, you can have a meltdown right now. You can have a meltdown right now off the coast of California, and those reactors are turned off. All those radiation, all the rods are still there, just sitting there.
So there's a containment facility, a big one in New Mexico. There's actually a few in New Mexico, and then in Nevada. There's some good YouTube videos where they actually go in. Some of that material they're putting in there is so hot they actually have to move it in. Like a human being can't go anywhere in there for fucking thousands of years. But there's some really good videos on that shit too. They're like, even if I had no interest whatsoever in that shit, and those videos were very interesting. They definitely held my attention.
The mountain in, I want to say it's the one in Vegas, or the one in Nevada. They say that the amount of radioactive material stored in there and how hot that material is will be the only thing that, a million years from now, when we are fucking wiped out on this planet, when Elon Musk comes back, when his grandchildren come back and they land on planet Earth, that's the only thing that will be left that you will be able to go, there had to have been people here one time because that fucking mountain is on fire.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll do this other part of these tomorrow morning, so you'll actually get 2 podcasts, and then we'll do one in the evening off of the next video. If you guys got questions, ask them in the latest video. Whatever the latest video is at the time, ask your question there. That's how we're doing these. We're just kind of printing those off. So by the time you see this, we're 2 or 3 days. So we record this one that you're listening to right now. It goes live tomorrow, and then it doesn't go up to YouTube till 2 days. We do that because we want to mind fuck you. We try to make you listen to the podcast, and then you go and listen to the YouTube video. So I still see, surprisingly, I still see dudes all over Facebook going, how do we ask questions for the video? You do it on today's YouTube video, whatever the most recent one is. Those are the ones we're asking. So check it out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, MeWe. We put a bunch of product up today, and it's all sold out. We put a bunch of product up Friday. It's all gone.
MeWe? What is MeWe?
It's like Facebook used to be. So you remember when you first got Facebook, how like you saw everything you wanted to see and none of the bullshit, and then they started like just throttling it back. MeWe still, like, the people subscribe to us see every single time I post. So So
do you have to set up a page?
Yes.
You have to be a MeWe.
Yeah, it's just an app on your phone, man. It looks just like fucking Facebook did. It's right here. Right here, boom. I have 512 notifications since I looked at it an hour ago. So this is my page, and you just subscribe to the pages you want to see. And what happens is, because this app is a little less cumbersome than the others, if you subscribe to me, your phone will vibrate every time I make a post. And I make about a dozen a day, but they're all real shit. I don't post most of my other stuff. If I'm posting on MeWe, it's, hey, we have this available. That's all that I put on MeWe, really. And what it does is, I post there first. So then I go 15 so minutes later and put it on Instagram, and then about 15 minutes after that, I put it on Facebook. A lot of times we put it on Facebook.
You're shit out of luck.
Dudes are like, oh man, these are already sold out. Yeah, because the dudes that fucking saw them right away on MeWe, they went and bought them. And that's what happens.
God, I'm going to have to get a MeWe account so I can
get those. MeWe's more like an old message board.
Marpat things when they come out immediately.
AOR2. We've never offered anything in AOR2 for sale.
AOR2, that's not even a camouflage.
We have literally never put anything in AOR2. We built it for guys, custom. But until today, we never had anything for... And dudes are like, hey, these are sold out. Yeah, no shit, they're sold out.
Shit.
No shit, they're sold out.
All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.
It's manipulation. We are manipulating you.
No, we're not. We're not manipulating.